Hello, everyone! Zach Nighthawk flying into this space once again with another episode of Pokémon Emerald! In the last episode, we were rewarded with HM04 strength after reuniting Wanda with her boyfriend. And after that, we got ourselves the experience share and gave it to Electrike. We are currently on Route 112, or at least one half of Route 112, because the other half lies on the other side of this cave. This cave will take us to a place called the Fiery Path. Without further delay, let us go inside. Gonna start with a rappel. I did a pre-run of the Fiery Path earlier in which I must have been jumped by about 6 or 7 wild Pokemon, which is annoying because we can't explore the entirety of this place yet. We haven't beaten the 4th gym, and therefore, we cannot use strength outside of battle to move these giant boulders. But if you can avoid any wild Pokemon, your first trip through here should be very quick. And now we're on the other side of Route 112. There's a potential double battle waiting in the wings, and we got a pair of Rostberries and Pechaberries to pick. And I'm gonna go right over here to water and plant one more Rostberry. As you can see, a Rostberry is a berry that can heal a burn in battle, which is kind of convenient right now considering that you can encounter a lot of Fire-type Pokemon around here. Also, I didn't heal up my Pokemon since I saved, and that is because not far from here there is a place where you can heal up. You just gotta get through a few trainers first, including these two. Ooh! Andy picked up an item. What did you get, Andy? A potion! Excellent! And since I want Echo to catch up with the rest of the team sooner rather than later, I'll give this potion to you. Double battle? Double battle. I caught hot Pokemon in Fiery Path. Take a look. Oh, aren't you an adorable trainer? Please, I need a romantic battle. I'm somewhat decent. Because I threw up a rappel, I didn't encounter any wild Pokemon in Fiery Path, but there are a lot of new encounters in the Fiery Path if you didn't choose to throw up a rappel. The first of those encounters, and the most common, at 30% of the time, is coughing. Gen 3 introduced abilities to Pokemon, and that might have been the best thing that ever happened to Coughing. Coughing's ability is Levitate, which negates its weakness to ground and turns it into an immunity. Coughing, and I'm probably stealing a phrase from a well-known Pokemon Let's Player, but Coughing is a tried and true poison type. It is super defensive, and it's a pain in the neck to fight against, because at this point in the series, Coughing only has one weakness: psychic type attacks. When it evolves into Wheezing, it's one of the best walls in the game. It's never going to be the fastest thing on the field, no shot. But it is a very, very good poison type if you choose to use it, and its stats and move pool are very fitting for its type. Speaking of Gen 1 poison types, the rarest encounter you can come across in the Fiery Path is Grimer. Stunspore. Whereas Coughing is skewed more towards physical defense, Grimer is skewed towards more offense and special defense. That is especially the case when it evolves at the rather late level of 38 into Muck. All poison type attacks at this point in the series were considered physical, and Muck is a very, very good physical attacking poison-type Pokemon. I don't really have a preference. It depends on whether or not... It depends on how you want to use your poison types. You want to use it for offense or defense. One last Pokemon we gotta face, it's Roselia. And I mentioned that there are a lot of fire types you can encounter around here, and there are quite a few in the fiery path, as you could have pretty much already guessed. One of those new encounters is Slugma. I've never been a fan of Slugma. It's a slow fire type, and I have never been a fan of slow fire types. Don't get me wrong, I'll make an exception. I'll make an exception for Numble and especially Camerupt, but I just think Slugma's stats aren't that great. I mean, it knows good moves. I mean, especially by leveling up, but I was never that big of a fan of it. It's a wall, but it specializes in defense, but I've never been a big fan of fire types that specialize in defense. It's got 3 weaknesses, and those amount of weaknesses will only grow when it evolves into Macargo at level 38. And I think one last new encounter that you can find in the fiery path is Torkoal. Now this is a very good fire type wall. It's a fire type wall that knows a lot, and I do mean a lot of really good attacks. With it learning Heat Wave, a particularly good fire type move in Double Battles because it hits both opposing Pokemon at level 46. Yeah. It's a pretty good Pokemon, but I mean, like I said, I've never been the biggest fan of slow fire types. But I think I can make an exception for Torkoal. Echo is trying to learn Super Sonic. Do I? Sure, I'll get rid of Howl. 1, 2, and poof! Echo forgot how, and Echo learned Super Sonic. Got 2 Pokemon left. One of them is Makuhita. Hopefully Strength can knock out Makuhita in one shot. Yes, it does. And Electrike grew to level 24. Okay, Wilton's last Pokemon is Wailmer. You know what? I'm going to switch to Electrike here. Splash. Oh, God, you're a disgrace to all cool trainers. You should forfeit your cool trainer label just because you have a Pokemon that knows Splash. You deserve to get knocked out in one hit. Player defeated cool trainer Wilton. I see. You toughened them considerably. There is much to be learned from your training style. I request a rematch if it behooves you. And we registered him in the Pokénav. Once I'm not really opposed to that. Oh, Repel's effect wore off. And as you can see, if we go further south, we go into the deserts. We couldn't get here on the south side of Route 111, but because we went around on Route 112, we were able to get to the other side without having to go through the desert. And if you see this slide here, you can get up here using an Acro Bike. The only way to get those is to exchange your Mach Bike at Rydel's shop in order to get it, because I already have the Mach Bike. You can't have 2 bikes at once. Not gonna talk to you just yet. I just want to chop down this tree because on the other side of it is where I said you could rest your Pokemon. Old lady's rest stop. Come in and rest your tired bones. I should have said that in a senior's voice. Oh dear, aren't your Pokemon exhausted? If you'd like, rest up here. That's a fine idea. You should do that. That's right. Take your time and rest up. Oh dear, are your Pokemon still tired? You should take another rest here. That's a fine idea. You should do that. No, you already healed up my Pokemon. Is that so? You don't need to be shy about it. Old people just want more company. And speaking of old people, typical of you to have the TV on. In search of trainers. Hi! Today I'm visiting an area near Route 111. We're trying to spot some up-and-coming new talent in the field. Today, we turned our lens on the trainer Zach. There's something about this trainer that piqued our interest. The best way to determine how strong a trainer is, well, the fastest way is to battle. And so we began our investigation. That's how we ended up in battle with Zach. In a dominating performance, we were flattened, rolled up, and tossed aside. Zach is ruthlessly strong. Here's our impressions after having battled our featured trainer. The combination of Electrike and Loudred was divine. The sight of them, Electrike and Loudred, that Loudred has a name, you know, selflessly supporting each other in the thick of battle. It was a marvelous sight to behold. Astonish was the move the trainer used in the last battle. Yeah, that's because your Pokemon was down to 1 HP, and I felt like, why the hell not? I'll use Astonish. The move Astonish is Electrike and Loudred's sign of friendship. Okay. After our battle, we asked Zach for I don't know how to pronounce that word. I've never seen it before. For a summary, the trainer replied, destroyed. Zach's Pokemon, Electrike and Loudred, and destroyed. That's deep. There's deep significance behind that quote. It's no surprise a good trainer has good things to say. I just insulted you. That's all for today. See you again on our next broadcast. Another entertaining showing of television in which I made it on the news yet again. What's that? What am I doing? I'm thinking about making my own room here using a Pokemon move. I know. I'll give you this TM. Will you use it to make your own room? Sure. Obtain TM 43. Find a big tree that looks like it might drop some vines. Use secret power in front of the tree. Some vines should get free and drop down so you can climb the tree. You'll find a lot of space for putting your favorite things. It'll be your own secret room, a secret base. You should make one too. Another thing, you don't always have to make your secret base in a tree. Try using secret power on rock walls that have small indents in them. I'm going to look for other places too. Okay, bye. Secret power is kind of the 9th TM in this game. It's not a particularly great move. It adds an effect to it. In battle, it adds an effect to attack depending on the location. 70 power? Really? Woo! Handy is able to learn secret power. Handy wants to learn secret power. However, Handy already knows 4 moves. Should a move be deleted and replaced with secret power? Which move should be forgotten? Tackle. 1, 2, and poof! Handy forgot how to use Tackle, and Handy used Secret Power. I believe Zigzagoon can learn 3 HM, so it's not like I'm wasting this. It's not like I'm wasting Secret Power here. Let me just check.
12 seconds later.
Yep, it can learn 3 HMs. So it's not like I'm wasting anything. If some vines drop down, this tree can be climbed. Use the secret power. And use secret power. A thick vine dropped down. Want to make your secret base here? Sure. Zach booted up the PC. What would you like to do? We have a doll to put here. Mudkip doll. Place it on a mat or a desk. Oh, it can only... okay. We gotta find a mat or a desk to place it on. Alright. The only thing we have so far, so we can't really decorate anything here yet. Alright. We found out about secret bases. But since we don't have anything to decorate them with, I figure we move on right now. Can we battle you? I water the plants every day. They grow lots of flowers. And they give me lots of berries too. Here you go. You can have it. Obtain the raspberry. I'm going to try really hard and make berries in different colors. I hope you try hard too. What berries did you plant here? 3 raspberries. Do you want to pick them? Yes, I do. Where are the berries over here? I forget. Orange berries. 2 orange berries. Well, I planted 4 berries. And now I'm ready to move on. You know what? I'm gonna take the experience share from Electric. And I'm gonna face you. Oh, your Pokemon look like serious actors. I have to ask you for an engagement. No thanks, I don't want to marry you. Cool Trainer Brooke. This seems fitting for Electrike, but I'm gonna let Echo take care of this one. And we're coming up on Route 113. There are 2 new encounters on Route 113. One of those encounters is really good, the other really sucks. We'll start out with the one that really sucks. Spinda. Spinda is kind of like this game's version of Paris and Parasect. A really crappy Pokemon that has one really good status move. In this case, that status move is Teeter Dance, a 100% accurate confusion move that confuses every Pokemon within every other... It's a confusion move that confuses every adjacent Pokemon in battle, even every other Pokemon in double battles, including the one that Spinda is partnered with. Echo grew to level 24. And we beat Brooke without taking any damage. They didn't just look strong, they are strong! I wish I could become friends with more strong people like you. Register Cool Trainer Brooke in the Pokénav. Alright. As you can see, this place is covered in ash because it's nearby Mount Chimney, an active volcano that Team Magma has interest in. I'm gonna use a repel. I talked about the new encounter that sucks. Now I'm going to talk about the new encounter that is pretty good, especially at this point of the game. It's fun walking through the volcano's ashes on the ground and grass. You can see where you walked. It's really neat. That new encounter is Skarmory. I think you can only find it at around... You can find it only 5% of the time. but Skarmory is one of the best defensive Pokemon even to this day. The fact that you can find one this early is a bargain if you want a fighting type that can resist so many different attacks. PU, that stinks. No. You must be thinking of Spin, though. I haven't stopped talking about Skarmory yet. Thanks for finding me, but we still have to battle. You want to battle with me? Even though I just caught my Pokemon? We had our first triple battle in the series, but Ninja Boy Lung and Pokemaniac Wyatt want to battle. Lung sent out Coughing, Wyatt sent out Aron. So yeah, Skarmory is a fantastic addition to any team, and I would highly recommend it if you want to add one here. Yeah. Oh no! Oh God! Well, at least Echo and Flipper gained experience from that. And Electrike, too. That was pretty pathetic. Mud Shot on Aron. Fury Swipes on Flipper? Just 2 times. Wow. You're gonna pay for that one. Literally. Because you're gonna pay me after you lose to me. What's the last Pokemon here? Another Aron. Gonna use Supersonic. And Flipper's going to use Mudshot. Whatever. Mudshot will knock it out. Ninja Boy Lung and Pokemaniac Wyatt were defeated. I'll use my ninjutsu on you! Volcanic Ass Swirl Cloak! What? It's already over? You're all happy to win? Even though it's only me? Do I have to face the next guy too? Yep. Were you maybe in the middle of gathering volcanic ashes? Well, he's hinting at a bit of an activity that you could participate in later. Camper Lawrence starts out with Baltoy. Can't encounter those yet, but Baltoy is a very, very good Psychic and Ground wall. It's a wall with a really good typing, Psychic and Ground, as I already mentioned, and it has good moves to boot. And it can also learn good moves via TM. Ooh. Sandshrew, on the other hand, not so much. Echo grew to level 25. And player defeated Camper Lawrence. We got beaten cleanly. And can I get through here? Yes, I can. And I can pick up this item. A Super Repel. Repel's effects wore off. I'm gonna use another one. Got another trainer to fight here. Yep, use this parasol to ward off this filthy, yucky volcanic ash from my dear Nummel. Madeline has a Nummel. Oh, what am I saying? I already knew that. Flipper. Come out and knock this thing out in one shot. After it uses tackle. And Madeline, you don't have to worry about your Nummel anymore, because it's no longer able to battle. I am exhausted! Here, slide under my parasol. Let me register you in my Pokénav. Sure. It's okay with you. There's a small indent in the wall. Use the secret power. Handy, use secret power. Discovered a small cavern. And you can make your secret base in here, too. Those small indents in the wall can also be used for secret bases. What's this item? A max ether. And I believe we have to fight these two. Up ahead. Reishi and Electrike will be the ones battling them. Both of us, we collect ashes. We battle Pokemon too. Twins Tori and Tia. Spinda and Spinda. Oh. God. Gotta get these things out of here before they use Teeter Dance. Mach Punch. That one. Spark. The other one. Goodbye, Spinda. Knock him out in one hit. Well, thank God you didn't use Teeter Dance. Feint attack on a fighting type. Please. Nice and quick. We lost! It's boring, so I'm going to get some more ashes. Ooh, what's this place? Glass Workshop. Turning volcanic ash into glass items. Might as well pay this place a visit. It's fun to blow a glass flute while my boss is talking. This area is covered in volcanic ash. I am specially gifted. I make glass out of volcanic ash and make items. Go collect ashes with this. Obtain the soot sack. Just take that soot sack and walk through piles of ash. And it will fill up with the volcanic ash. Puff, puff. Once you think you've collected a good amount, come see me. Puff, puff. Tired of making those sound effects. I want to see if it's in the key items. Yep. I believe it'll let you know when you filled up from all the soot you've combed over. Just to be sure. Just gonna comb over every ashen grass I can find. Okay, so I've combed over every ashen grass tile from the beginning of Route 113 all the way up to the glassmaker's house. Glass workshop, I should say. Have you collected ashes, Huff-Puff? Let me see, Huff-Puff. There's not enough ash here. I can't make glass with this. Let's see, 50 is the number of steps you need to walk for me. I feel like I did more than 50. Way more. Blue flute, okay. Alright. From out of the ashes I leap! Hiya! I challenge thee! Ninja Boy Lao would like to battle. You have a coughing. Oh, great. Headbutt. Oh! Yes! Coughing flinched. Gonna finish you off with Mach Punch. See if that will be good enough. Just about. Reishi grew to level 24. What do you got next? Another coughing. Will I get lucky again with Headbutt? Oh no! I guess I kinda did because I didn't get knocked out. And last up is coughing. You'd be pretty stupid to use self-destruct right here because that means you're gonna lose. But either way. This battle goes my way. With honor, I admit defeat. Yeah! Witness the ancient ninja technique of Pokénav registration. Ooh, we haven't talked to you yet. Wahaha! Today's technology is a wondrous thing. Take this volcanic ash here. It can be fashioned into glass. Yeah, I know there's a workshop just right in front of you. Wait, I just want to check the soot sack first. Whatever. I only have 5 repels left. Fall Arbor Town shouldn't be that far away from here. At least from this point of Route 113. Ah, there it is. But we'll battle you first. The volcano's eruption is proof that the Earth is alive! Youngster Dylan, and you have an Aron. Well, Reishi should make quick work of you. Mach Punch! Man, that attack stat makes Mach Punch a lot better than it should be. You're some kind of strong! Ooh, an item. A Hyper Potion. First one I've come across in this game. Yeah, looks like we got one last double battle before we go to Fall Arbor Town. Electrike and... yeah, Electrike and Reishi. Gonna use the Soda Pop. Just for Reishi for now. Just want to make sure that Reishi goes into this upcoming battle at full health. The warmth here is making me kind of drowsy. Battle with me so I can stay awake. With these wings, I can flick you away! Picnicker Sophie and Bird Keeper Kobe. Sophie has Meryl. Kobe has Skarmory. Well, thank God I switched Electric in. Electric is one of the few types that Skarmory is weak to. Knocked out Skarmory in one shot. Not bad. Kobe's last Pokemon is Swellow. Another pretty good flying type. Down goes Meryl. Both my Pokemon gain experience, and Reishi grows to level 25. Sophie's last Pokemon is Lombre. Headbutt. Can't get pumped if you get knocked out on the same turn! Ha ha! Bye, Swellow. Wow, I knocked out every Pokemon on one hit. Pleasant surprise. Sophie and Kobe were defeated. This is a dream, I'm sure of it! What? I mean, he does have a good taste in flying types, I will admit that. Well, we're now in Full Arbor Town. And since we're here, I think we will leave off here. So next time on Pokemon Emerald, we will explore the place known as Full Arbor Town. Zach Nighthawk, flying out.